Hi ladies and gentlemen, I'm Charlie aka Miss Charlizay. Sorry that I was not able to actually do the Joy of Gay Sex series yesterday, Tuesday, that time the show is normally done, but it was a very busy day yesterday, so I am doing it today on Wednesday. But welcome to the Joy of Gay Sex series on Charlie's Edition. And we're going to go ahead and get started right now. So first of all, the question that I have is, do women prefer big dicks? Well, of course there's always been, everybody has their different opinion about a big dick. Some like small, some like big, but a majority of them like a certain size. So let's find out what the answer to this is according to the penis book. So, do women prefer big dicks? Sure. Plenty get totally turned on by size. A real-life filler-up fantasy. But the majority of women prefer the comfort of an average-sized penis and a sensitive lover who knows what to do with it. Since most of a woman's sexual pleasure comes from her clitoris and the outer 2 inches of her vagina, which contain most of the nerve endings, it's a thicker penis that ultimately has a lot more going for it. So, there's the answer, ladies and gentlemen. Apparently, a thicker penis is a lot more pleasurable than just a long, skinny one. But of course, I'm not a girl, so I don't know. So, if there's any girls that disputes that, please let me know right here on the show. So, let's go ahead and get started with today's first topic on the Joy of Gay Sex series. We're going to talk about what Tearooms and Backrooms are in the gay community. So if you've heard of this, maybe this will give you a little bit more information, and for those of you who don't know what it is, let's find out. Tearoom is the slang term used by gays for any public toilet where men engage in sex. In French-speaking and other European regions, they are more descriptively known as pisiors. In England and countries influenced by British terminology, tea rooms are called cottages and frequently them and referred to as cottaging. Regulars of these sites are known as tea room queens or cottagers. The latter a useful term when aboard. Every town seems to have at least one notorious tea room at the bus station, at a bus stop on the highway, in the public library, at a subway shop, in the student union. Pay toilets with single or multiple stalls are preferred, since the rattle of the coin in the outside door slot serves as a warning to the men already inside the toilet and gives them time to pull up their pants before someone, especially a policeman, walks in. Why you would want to do it in a porta potty or a public toilet or something like that, no comment. But some people like it. The etiquette of tea room sex is elaborate. 2 men stand side by side at a urinal. Each gets a hard-on. If no one else is around, they reach for each other. If other people are present and are just standing around, they are presumably gay and sympathetic. Cruising from one toilet stall to another has its own rituals. In some cases, small holes have been pierced through the partitions, sometimes even through a slab of marble. When using what tools? It's a mystery. One man looks through the hole and sees another playing with himself. One may stand to get a better view of his erect cock. Then the process is reversed. One may stand to give a better view of his erect cock. Did I already read that? In some tea rooms, the hole is large enough to stick a cock through. Such glory holes are used for masturbation, giving and receiving blowjobs, even rimming and fucking. If there are no holes in the partition, the men may instead begin to tap dance. Jack taps with his shoe. Bill taps back. Jack inches his shoe towards Bill's. Then Bill's shoe moves in Jack's direction. Eventually, shoes touch. Bill reaches under the partition and Jack squats so Bill can grab his cock. Bill fills Jack up. Finally, Jack shoves as far as possible under the partition and Bill sucks him off, or vice versa. Or one man passes the other a note, possibly scribbled on toilet paper. Do you have a place? Do you have time? What do you like? What do you look like? Are you hairy, hung? What are you into? The questionnaires can be rival the U.S. Army's for details requested. Gotta have my coffee, I just got off work. Yeah, kinda cranky. Tea rooms can be dangerous. Policemen, either in uniform or more frequently in plain clothes, keeps tabs on them and sometimes videotape or observe the activities from concealed vantage points. The police in some towns entrap gays by initiating sex, flashing a badge just as the man is about to go down on the officer, or just after he's finished sucking the cock off, or the cop off. Most municipalities have laws against public sex, so you're never safe in a tea room, and you're especially vulnerable if you're inexperienced, horny, and therefore not tuned into danger signals you might ordinarily notice. One sign. You start fooling around with a guy whose heart is pounding and he can't get an erection. He might be anxious, or he might be about to rob you. Often hoodlums and petty thugs corner a gay man after soliciting him in a tea room, rob him, and beat him up. If you have any doubt at all, move away, zip up, and get out. Because of their ubiquity in gay life, tea rooms have been the subject of sociological studies, some of which are quite enlightening. Read Tea Room Trade by Lude Humphreys. Many of the habitues of tea rooms are straight, married, or closeted gay men who, to hide their homosexuality, will not be seen in the public gay bar, club, or restaurant. The age range, depending on the specific tea room, can be anywhere from the teens to the 70s. The sexual reciprocation in tea rooms is as often on a chain basis as it is one-on-one. That is to say, Mark sucks off Bill, who leaves. Terry, who was perhaps watching that encounter, then sucks off Mark, who leaves, and so on. Three-ways and orgies are also not uncommon in tea rooms. The most active tea rooms after work, during lunch, usually develop monitors, men who do nothing sexually but watch other men have sex. They stand in the entry and monitor those approaching. The warn of a policeman, teen thugs, or anyone suspicious. Before the public toilets were closed, elaborately detailed maps of the New York City subway system were prepared by tea room mavens, complete with comments on the best times to visit and the kind of people to be found there. Some even specifically named men who might be met on any of the hundreds of Station Johns in the system. We assume similar ones exist for other American and international undergrounds. In the United States, backrooms are the dark places in gay bars or clubs where men have sex. Backrooms were the liberated gay males answered to tea rooms in the late 60s through the 80s. But because of health reasons, they are far less common today, except in Europe, where they continue to be found in many cities. These rooms are so dark you can scarcely see whom you're screwing or sucking. On the other hand, they can be awfully democratic, since they eliminate many prejudices based on looks, age, and race. If you meet someone terrific in a back room, you can always whisper an invitation to come home, though you may be in for a surprise, pleasant or otherwise, when you see him in the light. Back rooms are much less hazardous than tea rooms. There is virtually no chance that police will bust you or that a mugger will beat you up, but pickpocketers routinely lift wallets in the obscurity of backrooms, and the places can be breeding grounds for disease. Be sure to leave your money, identification, and credit cards at home, or leave them in the bottom of your shoes. Unfortunately, like sex clubs, backrooms are fast becoming unsafe environments. So, if you never knew what tea rooms or a backroom was, now we definitely know. Alright guys, stay tuned to part 2 of Charlie's edition of The Joy of Gay Sex. We will continue on 2 more of tonight's hot topics, so holla back.